So dear friends, we are doing compound sentences and this is going to be my fourth video on compound sentences. I have already uploaded 3 videos on compound sentences where we have discussed that how can we add 2 or more than 2 simple sentences to make one compound sentence by using cumulative conjunctions, adversative conjunctions, alternative conjunctions, and this is elective conjunctions. We will see that how these coordinating conjunctions are used in combining 2 or more than 2 simple sentences to make one compound sentence. Okay, so first we'll know the meaning of elective conjunctions. So here we see that there would be 2 sentences, or it can be more than 2 sentences too, but these 2 sentences will show, one sentence will show reason and other sentence will show result. So elective conjunctions, actually it shows reason and result. So most of the conjunction, like if we talk about so, therefore, hence, consequently, these 4 conjunctions shows result. But one last conjunction we have, that is for. This conjunction actually shows reason. But these 4 conjunctions, so, therefore, hence, consequently, shows result in the sentence. So first, I'll give some examples so that it becomes clear to you that how can we add elective conjunctions to add 2 or more than 2 simple sentences to make one compound sentence. Okay, so first I've written these 2 simple sentences. Let's find out, and then we will add these 2 simple sentences by using these conjunctions, but not this one. Okay, so the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. First sentence is, I'm repeating again, the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. So here first thing which we think that this is a simple sentence because we have only one finite verb, that is did. Okay, so politician did not fulfill his promise after winning. You will say that, ma'am, there is one more verb, this is winning. Actually winning, this is not actually verb, but it is a preposition has come in front of it, so it is a gerund, which is one of the rules of the simple sentence, to add 2 or more than 2 simple sentences by using preposition before noun and gerund. In that video of mine where I have discussed that how can a preposition come before noun and gerund to combine them, there you will get to know about this thing. Actually this is not verb, this is gerund, and one preposition has come in front of it to combine the thing. So I'm not going to discuss this thing. You can see in my description box, and I give all detail about simple sentences, where you will also find one of the rules where we use preposition before gerund and noun. So here this is gerund, and gerund is non-finite verb. It cannot be called verb, but it is working as a noun. Okay, so preposition has just come before the noun. As we all know that every preposition takes a noun after it. So that's the different thing. We will discuss it later on. But the thing is that here we find that we have only one finite verb, that is did. Okay, the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. And second sentence is, people will not vote for him in this election. So here will not, this is also verb, So people will not vote for him in this election. So here we see that people will not vote for him. So here vote is actually, it is working here as a verb. So people will not verb. So will not, it is actually, will is auxiliary verb which is helping this main verb vote. Okay. So know that vote is, if we take it as a thing, it is a noun. But here it is working as a verb, as a main verb. So people will not vote for him in this election. So we have till here, till here to here we have, this is one. One is auxiliary verb and second is, main verb. So we know that these are two simple sentences. Okay. So what we'll do, that one simple sentence is showing, the reason, the politician, one sentence is showing, sentence is showing the result, that is the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. So here we see that first sentence is actually, this is the reason that second thing is happening, second sentence is happening. It means the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election, and this is the reason that people will not vote for him in this election. Okay. So this sentence is showing reason and this one is showing result. So what we'll do, that we will use any of these conjunctions, elective conjunctions, to combine these two compound sentences. So the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. So what we'll do, that after removing this full stop, I'm going to write so. So, and second sentence, what I'll do, that I'll write people capital letter. So people, I'll make it small. Now these two sentences, it's connected. The politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election, so people will not vote for him in this election. Okay, it is clear. Now, since we have added these coordinating elective conjunctions so before the beginning of the second sentence, so what we'll do, that this part of the sentence, so people will not vote for him in this election, it will be called coordinating clause. Okay. And this one will be called, principal clause. But remember one thing, that both of these are principal clause. Actually, these two sentences or clauses, these are not depending on each other for the meaning, because they are independent. But if we add this conjunction before the second clause, the sentence which is showing the result, it will be called coordinating clause to make a compound sentence, because the rule of the compound sentence is that two independent clauses will be added with some kind of coordinating conjunctions. Okay, I hope it has become clear to you. So you can use therefore also in place of so. It can be called like this: the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. Consequently, people will not vote for him in this election. Or you can use hence, for instead of so. So you can write it: the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. Hence, people will not vote for him in this election. Or you can use consequently to, like the politician did not fulfill his promise after winning the election. Consequently, people will not vote for him in this election. Okay. So here I have written two sentences, two simple sentences. Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date. So here we see that Tom, he might have been trying for to get admission somewhere, so that is why he has not cared for the last date. So Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date. Second sentence, his form will be rejected. Since he has applied, after the last date, so possibilities are there that his form will be rejected. So we can use these conjunctions so, therefore, hence, consequently here, because this sentence is showing reason and this is showing result. Okay. So Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date. So what we'll do, that we will add, after removing this full stop, we'll write one of the conjunction. We can write so, or we can write therefore, or we can write consequently. All are applicable here. So if I write so, or therefore, or consequently, or if we want to write hence, okay. So hence, if I write hence, it would be small letter. So we can also write hence. So after writing this conjunction, what we'll do that in next sentence we will have to make it in a small letter. So his application form will be rejected. Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date, so his form will be rejected. Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date, therefore his form will be rejected. Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date, hence his form will be rejected. Tom has not submitted the application form before the last date, consequently his form will be rejected. Okay. Now let's see one more example where we will use this conjunction for. So again, two sentences, simple sentences we will add by using for conjunctions, these two sentences. And remember that when we add with the help of for conjunctions, this for will not show any kind of result, but it will show the reason. Okay. So we are starting. Our youngster, the sentence is, first sentence, our youngster must learn to use our national resources carefully. So our youngster means our young people, they must learn to use our national resources carefully. Okay. And second sentence, these are not available in abundance. These are means natural resources are not available in abundance. So abundance, actually what is abundance? It's a noun, and it means it means plenty of. We don't have plenty of natural resources, so our youngster must learn to use them carefully. So first sentence, our youngster must learn to use our natural resources carefully. Second sentence, these are not available in abundance. So what we'll do that, we will write for conjunction here, and second sentence, first letter we will write in small letter. Now we have connected these two sentences and it has become a compound sentence because our conjunction has started from the second sentence before the second sentence. So these, so we see that this part is called coordinating clause. So it has become, our youngster must learn to use our natural resources carefully, for these are not available in abundance. So here we see that second sentence is showing reason, not result. Okay. So till now we have seen that all the conjunction was showing result, but this conjunction is showing reason. This is the reason. So our youngster must not do, they should be careful to use the natural resources. Okay. So our youngster must learn to use our natural resources carefully, for these are not available in abundance. Okay. Now it has become compound sentence with two principal clause, and in each clauses we have subject and verb, and this second part of this clause, since we have added this for conjunction before the second clause, this whole part will be called coordinating clause. Okay. Now one more example we'll see. We must respect all religion. So just forgot to write religion in a nice way. It would be religion, religion. Okay. So first sentence is, we must respect all religion. Second sentence, we are children of one God. So what we'll do, first sentence is saying that we must respect all religion, and second sentence is showing reason. We are children of one God. So this is the reason, so that is why we should do this. This is the reason that we should, our youngsters should do this thing. Okay. So here we see that this sentence is showing reason. So before it, what we'll do, we will add this conjunction for. Okay. We are going to add this conjunction for. So, and what we'll do, before the starting of the second clause, we will write it in a small letter. Okay. So we must respect all religion, for we are children of one God. I hope it has become clear to you. There is no doubt. We must respect all religion, for we are children of one God. Okay. Now it has become compound sentence. Okay. So I have given two examples to show that how this conjunction for use in compound sentences. Okay. So one more thing I would like to tell you about this, these sentences, that first thing, we can also use because conjunction over here. Most of the students or the learner who are learning this thing, they must have this thing in their mind that why can't we add these two sentences by using, the conjunction because we can use it like this. Our youngster must learn to use our natural resources carefully, because these are not available in abundance. Since this sentence is showing reason, so we can also use because for it. You must have this thing in your mind. Now let's see second sentence. We must respect all religion because we are children of one God. But one problem is there. If we use because conjunction instead of for, in place of for, we cannot call it compound sentence. It will become complex sentence, because when we add by using because, because is a subordinating conjunction, not coordinating conjunction. Just keep this thing in mind. Because it's subordinating conjunction. So if we add because with, before the second sentence, it would become coordinating clause, and now it will turn into complex sentence, not compound sentence. When we use because in front of this second sentence instead of for, it will become subordinating clause depending on principal clause for its meaning. Okay. Well, I cannot tell you that why it becomes subordinating clause and why this exact conjunction is used for compound sentences. There might be one reason, that because actually it tells us that exact reason for something, like Tom cannot attend the college because he is ill. If we say this, so Tom cannot attend the college, this would be principal clause. Because he is ill, this part will be called subordinating clause depending on main clause for its meaning, and it would become complex sentence. So remember, this because is not used for compound sentences. Because conjunction is used for only for complex sentences to make subordinating clause which is depending on principal clause for its meaning. Since we are not grammarian, so the thing is that we cannot tell you the exact reason for not using because in some compound sentences. So the reason might be something different, which I don't know exactly. But the thing is that I know this much, that because is subordinating conjunction, so you can use this subordinating conjunction only for compound sentences. And here we are using for conjunction to show reason, and it would become compound sentence. Remember, the for conjunction, it also means the same as because, but the thing is that it shows remote possibility of things to happen, of happening of things, you can say. So like, our youngster must learn to use our national resources carefully, for these are not available in abundance. So here this sentence is not it's not giving much emphasis on the reason that, if we do this, this might be the reason. This is not the exact reason, but there is a remote possibility of happening this thing, happening this type of thing in future if people will not take care of our natural resources. We must respect all religion, for we all children of one God. So here also we see that we are not talking about the exact cause for this thing. We all respect all religion, for we are all children of one God, but we are just telling us the some possibilities, that not possibility, you can say some reason which is very far away from things to happen. People always don't give this type of arguments, so that is why we all respect all religion, because we are all human beings. We must respect all religion because every religion has its importance. So there might be some other options too. This is not the right one only option, that we are children of one God. So that is why we are using for it, because is always gives exact reason. Okay, sometimes when you have similar kind of sentences, similar kind, it means both the sentences show some kind of connectivity. So what we do, that instead of using the coordinating conjunction, we can put comma after one sentence and connect with other sentence without using conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions. Like here I have taken a sentence that is, negligence increases problems, and this is the second sentence. Okay, first and second. So first sentence is showing, it's telling us that negligence increases problems. It means if you are not careful about something, if you are negligent about something, negligence means when you are not taking care of something. Okay, when you are very careless about something. So negligence increases problems. It means when someone is very not careful about something, he has to face problem. So negligence increases problems. Here we have subject, verb, and then we have object, that is problem. Second sentence is, consciousness decreases problem. It means that when we are careful about something, if we are conscious about something, we don't have to face problems. So these two types of sentences, it has some connectivity. They are of similar type of sentences. So what we do, that instead of using coordinating conjunction, we can use and also to connect these two sentences. And would be the perfect conjunction. If we say negligence increases problems and consciousness decreases problem, it would connect. And as it is a cumulative conjunction. We have read in, we have studied in first, video. But we are not going to use any kind of conjunction after it. Rather, what we would do, that we would write first sentence, negligence increases problems, and after this we are going to put a comma. Okay. So after putting comma, we will write the second sentence in a small letter. Consciousness decreases problems. Okay. So when we write in a small letter, these two sentences connect, and it becomes compound sentence. These two sentences connect and it becomes compound sentences without using any kind of conjunctions, cumulative or adversative or alternative or relative conjunction. We don't need to add any kind of coordinating conjunction. Rather, we will put a comma after one sentence, and we will add the second sentence by changing the first letter into small letter. And now it has become a kind of compound sentence. Now let's see another. God made the country, man made the town. We can use and conjunction to connect these two statements, which are quite similar, you know, and to connect are connected to each other. So what we'll do that we will remove this full stop and put a comma after one sentence, and we'll add the another by changing the first letter into small letter. Okay. Now these two sentences are connected. God made the country, man made the town, and without using any kind of conjunction, we have added these two sentences and it has become compound sentences. Okay, it has become a compound sentence. Now let's see one more thing which I would like to discuss with you. Now sometimes we have two sentences, and in those two sentences we find that we have same verb. So when we have same verb in the two sentences, what we do that when we add these two sentences to make one compound sentence, we generally don't write the second verb. Okay, even if we don't write the second verb, sometimes we hide it, sometimes we don't, you know, write in the sentence, but still it can be called compound sentence. Because, you know, the rules of the compound sentence is that there are two clauses which are connected with one coordinating conjunction, and in each and every clause we have one subject and one verb. So this rule is totally different from the rules of the clauses. It is showing that we have two sentences with same verb. Like some critics denounce the writer, some critics denounce the publisher. Now let's understand it in a better way. Some critics, till here we have subject, denounce is verb. Okay, denounce means, you know, to criticize somebody. So some critics denounce the writer. It means some critics are there who are condemning the writer, who are criticizing the writer, or some critics denounce the publisher. Some people are criticizing the writer and some critics are, you know, criticizing the publisher. So we have denounce. Denounce means not appreciate and to criticize. So what we'll do that when we will add these two sentences to make one compound sentence, we will not write the second verb. Instead, what we'll do that we will write the first sentence. Some critics denounce the writer, and after writing the first sentence or first clause, we will put a comma. Okay. After putting the comma, we'll write the second, you know, sentence which start with small letter, but we will not write the verb. So it would be like this: some critics denounce the writer, some the publisher. Since we are getting the idea of the verb denounce, so that is why we don't need to repeat the verb again. But the rule is, in compound sentence we have two clauses with one subject and verb. So here we are not writing the verb, but still it can be called, you know, compound sentence. Okay, because we don't need to repeat the same verb again and again. Now I have taken some relative pronoun and relative adverb, you know, to make compound sentences like who, which, where, when, why, that. We know that these relative pronoun and relative adverbs are used to make complex sentences, and it is used to make adjective clause. We know it very well. Adjective subordinating clause, which can be adjective clause. Who, which, when, where, when, why. Now, one thing you must remember that when we use relative pronoun and relative adverb, who, which, where, when, why, that, etc. in complex sentences, it always used in a restrictive sense, and it always describe the antecedent, which is of course noun, before it. So I am telling you how these relative pronoun and relative adverb actually work in a complex sentences, and how it works in a compound sentences. There it becomes coordinating conjunctions, by relative pronoun and relative adverb. So first we'll talk about these pronoun when it is used in complex sentences to make adjective clause. Remember that it is always used in a restrictive sense. Now I am telling you how it works in a sentence. Like if I say, this is the boy who stole my bag. Okay, so here we see that this is the boy who stole my bag. Here who relative pronoun is talking about this noun boy. Okay, so that is why it is called, this noun is called its antecedent, and it has come just before it. So this relative pronoun is describing this noun. This is the boy. We are talking about one particular boy who has stolen his my bag. So here this relative pronoun is used in a restrictive sense. It means it is just qualifying this noun which has come just before it, and it is a complex sentence because relative pronoun, when it is used in a restrictive sense means when some noun or pronoun comes before it and it only describe the noun and pronoun which comes before it. We call it a restrictive sense. Okay, so this pronoun has been used here as in restrictive sense, and it is qualifying this noun. So this whole clause is subordinating clause. It is making complex sentences. This is subordinating adjective clause which is describing this boy. This is the boy who stole my purse. Okay, so when we use relative pronoun and relative adverb in continuative sense means things are happening one after another. Okay, so things are happening in continuation. Okay, so it is not now describing one particular boy or one particular man. It is the things is happening one after another. It's called in continuative sense. Like if I give example, like if I say, I met Tom who, I'm writing in bracket and he. Actually it is giving the impression of and he. Since it is in continuation, it is giving the impression of and he. I met Tom who gave me an invitation to attend the seminar. Okay, so here we see that one particular boy, Tom, has not done anything, but I met Tom who is actually here giving the sense of and he, and things are happening in continuation. It means that I met Tom and he gave me an invitation to attend the seminar. So here who is not describing Tom, after coming this noun, Tom, but it is, who is used to show continuation. And we are getting the impression of and he. I met Tom and he gave me an invitation to attend the seminar. So I met Tom who gave me an invitation to attend the seminar. So it is called compound sentence, where we are using this relative pronoun. Okay. So again I've written two sentences. Look carefully. The cat chased the mouse. It ran away. Okay. So I've taken two simple sentences. Let's see that how can we use add these two simple sentences to make one compound sentence by using this relative pronoun and relative adverb. Which of course will be used in continuative sense, not in restrictive sense, but in continuative sense we are going to use it. So it would become, the cat chased the mouse, it ran away. The cat chased the mouse, which ran away. So which actually is giving the meaning and it. The cat chased the mouse and it ran away. So here we are using which means the mouse, but we are not actually describing this mouse. Okay, we are just using this relative clause, relative pronoun to see, to make us understand that these two things are happening together. One action is taking place after another. So this pronoun is not used in restrictive sense, but in continuative sense. Okay. But if we use it in restrictive sense to make complex sentence, it would be like this, that the cat chased the mouse, which is very tiny. So here in this sentence we see that this which is actually describing this noun mouse after coming just after it. So here in this sentence it is called complex sentence, and this whole part is depending on principal clause for it meaning. It is a complex sentence, okay? It's not compound sentence because it is talking about this particular mouse, that it is very tiny. But in the first example we see that the cat chased the mouse which ran away. It is talking about the action of the cat, mouse first, and these two sentences, it is these two action are happening at the same time. The cat is chasing the mouse and it ran away. Okay, so here these two action are taking one after another. So that is why this conjunction is used in a continuative sense. So that is why it is called compound sentence. But this conjunction is used to describe this mouse and it is used in a restrictive sense. So that is why it is called, complex sentence. I hope you understood it well. So when these relative, adverb and pronoun are used in continuative sense and gives the impression like who gives the meaning and he or she, where gives the meaning and there, which gives the meaning and it is used in continuative sense. So we will call it that it is compound sentence. Let's see an example of where also. I went to attend a meeting where gives the impression of and there. Okay, because two things are happening together. I went to attend a meeting where I met an old scholar. Okay, so first sentence is showing that first action, I went to attend a meeting where I met, where is giving the impression of and there. I met an old scholar. Okay, so this is compound sentence and things are happening together. Two action are happening together. So this where, this relative, adverb, this relative pronoun, where is adverb? So this relative adverb is used, here in continuative sense. But I have written one more example. So here you can find out that this adverb where is used in restrictive sense. So it is a complex sentence. This is the place where I was born. So here this conjunction where is actually talking about this particular place and it is describing this place. So it is complex sentence. So if it is complex sentence, first it is principal clause, second part where the this subordinate conjunction has started, it would be called, subordinating adjective clause, which is depending on main clause for its meaning. So we knew it very well that relative pronoun and relative adverbs are used in two ways. When we use it continuative sense, it makes compound sentences. When it is used in restrictive sense, it means it always describes some noun or pronoun which has just come before it. It would be called, in a restrictive sense we are using it, and it is used in complex sentences. So I hope you like my video, and I always try to bring some quality things before you. I study a lot and then I try to make you understand things. So please like my video, share my video and give comments so that I can make more and more videos like this. Thank you so much.